Alright, so now we're moving, we've left the Freemasons for the moment, and look at that, the Royal Irish Rangers, the Royal Irish Fusiliers, the Royal Ulster Rifles, but this fella is just an absolute encyclopedia of knowledge. You got the Irish Guards, the Hussars, the Inniskilling Fusiliers, and he takes tours. You know, he'll take me around the battlefields around the Mahalisburg.
Amazing guy that you've got, eh?
Yeah, amazing.
Let's just go, I don't know if the front doors are open, let's just creep in the back.
Are we going to the Armoury?
Yes.
Excellent.
Have you been in the Armoury?
Oh, for a minute.
Oh, for a minute.
Off to the Armoury. Your friend that designed all this, is he still with us?
No, he died about 18 months ago. He was killed in a car crash.
Oh,
He and
no.
I were coming up here.
Oh,
And Rob phoned me and said, go in your own car and I'll take my car because I might stay on. And we got to near Bruderstone and all the cars were turning back. And I was about 100 meters behind him, but it was him that had the accident.
Had the accident.
So there's Heselton Road in there.
Oh, that's...
Okay.
You must go and read about him because it tells you the whole story. And Cecil was quite a little bastard.
I've been to his grave in World's End.
In Zimbabwe.
Matopos, yeah.
Yes. So there was a story last year that they wanted to exhume his body. They
right.
didn't want it anymore, and we said we'd accept it with pleasure.
And bring it
But
here.
no, they then realised that it was such a tourist attraction that they're not going to do it. So they keep.
Did you hear that? They were going to bring Cecil down here. So
this is interesting.
oh, there's a cannon.
No.
Look at this, the little touches here, guys. That's like a rubbish bin, which is designed as a regimental drum. It's the little touches that are just extraordinary.
This is a restaurant.
The Armoury restaurant. Hang on.
Remember that there was no steel foundry here. There was no electricity, no welding, anything.
No way.
So the Brits came in with their weapons and stuff like that. The Boers had to make their own. So they had to take metal and forge it together. And they had to compress it under heat and pressure.
Oh, so these are forging.
Yes, so that's a forging technique. And it was kind of like that, very rudimentary type of gun. But it did quite a lot of damage to it if it kind of went through you, you know.
Yeah, trust me.
So this is a homemade. Now, the tactic that Delaray used was they would sometimes do a frontal attack, and then he would come in on a flanking attack, and he would go for the wagons, because they needed the stock and they needed the supplies that were in the wagons. And the Battle of near Moinoi down here, of sorry, my brain's also. They captured 44 wagons, and they thought that it would be full of weapons and ammunition and stuff. Meanwhile, it was a train coming up to the British troops for December, and it was full of booze and cakes and stuff like that. So they got all fraught. By the time that Jan Smuts and his guys came to join them, they were all like passed out. But why did they go for the wagons?
Yeah.
They needed the steel.
Yeah.
And the thickness of the steel is the same thickness.
That they used.
So they would,
this, the steel bit on the wheel was thick
yeah, so that's
for them to do the forging.
and this was used in the Battle of Dwarsleigh, down the road here.
This is amazing, man.
And you know the other amazing story? It was found in the mud when we were digging a house for
No,
this.
you're kidding me. So
Yeah.
it wasn't something.
We went kitching, and we found this is we repurposed.
They found it in the mud,
Found it in
folks,
the mud.
when they were fishing.
Jeez.
This is a bore-forged cannon that fired those little balls. But mind you, they may be little bit. Get one of them in your head.
It's magnificent room.
Oh God, look at this. Look at that. A tunic. Is it a hussar or something? Do you know? It's beautiful, the blue.
Yes.
Wow. And there,
You got a whole lot of different weapons here. I mean,
is that a Mauser?
yeah, these are all Mausers.
These are the bought from the Germans. A present from the Kaiser.
When there are more Mausers up here.
This is where you eat, folks. When you come in here, this is the Royal Armoury.
So, and then you got weapons all the way around the
How long did it take your friend to do all this?
It took 30 years.
30
Yeah.
years.
30 years of.
Was he-
You know, when you get more money, then you build another room.
Was he British? South African?
No, South African.
Right.
South African. Came from Rhodesia actually originally. But you'll see that they also go from the single bolts to there's a hunting weapon, and then you'll see.
Corporal of the 17th Lancers attends to a wound on his horse's foreleg. We've got here's some Australians, folks. This is the New South Wales Lancers. About to storm a hill. More military. More military. There's a De Wet, Boer General De Wet. They chased him all around the Transvaal, and he made monkeys of the British. Oh my God! Look at that, Fusiliers, cavalry charge. Can you see that? Once again, I'm sorry for the condition of the filming. I wasn't even sure this thing was working. That's an oil painting of a Boer, a couple of bugles. The fellow told us these are all Boer rifles, so these are all German Mausers. Now some of them, I'll have to go and ask him. I mean, and all I said to this fellow, he sat at the bar, said, "Hi, how you going?" And he says, "Would you like me to show you around a bit?"
This is also quite cool. This is a bayonet sharpener.
Oh wow, this sharpens your bayonets.
Stone inside it, and then you would crank it, and then it would actually clean and it would sharpen your bayonets.
Wow, is this an actual British khaki helmet?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm touching a khaki helmet. Now, something I wanted to ask you. There's a channel on YouTube where they have Mauser rifles, and sometimes the Boers wrote their names and the battles they fought at.
There's one inside there. The uniform in the POW room.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
Well.
in the brown tunic.
Oh wow.
We'll have a look.
This is a.
These headrests are just magnificent.
This is
And you see that they're still using the same sort of 8-star crest.
See, that's got feathers on it.
And obviously
That one.
it's filtered down.
The gentleman was saying, and now I'm pulling this out. I think you'll let me pull it. Guys, I'm holding a Boer War bayonet. Sir,
Wear it, yeah.
sir, is this a British bayonet?
I don't know, stick it in your side.
If you go out, if you go A-knots and off you
This
go
looks
another one.
like it's from a
Well, the Boers wouldn't have used bayonets.
303. No, they didn't. They didn't like swords either because they were horsebound.
Sure.
Grenades.
Yeah, they're meant to be that you could throw.
Throw grenades.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old German.
Yeah.
This is the 5th Dragoon Guards. The Boers feared the Lancers, I heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But remember that the Boer tactics were to hit fast and then disappear
Clear
quickly.
out.
Because I suppose numerically
Oh, look
they
at
were-
how gorgeous this is. The Hampshire Yeomanry.
They were farmers. And it was very hard for
1871 71 pattern.
all those guys to conduct a war.
Boer War
They would
period
come
helmet.
and fight for 2 days a week.
There's more. There's the Duke of Lancaster's own yeomanry.
I thought they gave up
There's the 17th Lancers, Death or Glory. For officers, whole of the badges in silver plate,
Rather harvest.
and the other ranks in white metal. Anglo-Boer War. It's sort of got the flat top like like Napoleonic Wars. Look at this, British gunpowder scale. You see what we're dealing with. This whole room, where we'll be, I think we might be eating here, I'm not sure, but it's filled. It's absolutely filled with Boer War memorabilia. I had no idea. I expected 2% of the things that are here, and I would have been happy coming out to Rustenburg. Hang on, he's pointing out the flags.
My granddad.
Vrystaat,
Great granddad.
Bloemfontein on the left, the Vrystaat.
But when I sold them,
Oh, look at that up there.
the guy who bought them, he collected
Oh my God. Let's just wander over to the serving bar now. This is where they probably bring out the food. You know, there'll be chops and steaks and boerewors and, you know, all the meats. There'll probably be wild game meats as well, springbok, kudu, eland. That'll all be served up there. And you sit in this magnificent...
This is pretty cool because this shows you calibers.
And the man who did all this died in a car crash. Can you believe it? Sir George White.
765s here. There were 2.2s.
Oh, his bullets.
Calibers that
Why?
used in the Boer War.
Why was the 2.2? It was quite popular, but why?
Because you could shoot animals and you could shoot birds and you could shoot
But
people.
because what you could do with it.
2.2 is still a
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah,
weapon.
that's what I'm saying.
There's a
Today,
Mauser
why you got
bullet,
the big-
Martini Henry
Because
bullet.
You can use it for all sorts of stuff.
So you
Some
can
of them
do-
are real
you can
big
do vermin,
bullets.
You can do
Look at this.
animals, and you can do-
Birds, man.
Diamond Jubilee.
So this is pretty.
That's interesting.
That's the absent-minded beggar again. Another representation. Look at George White's battle honours. Belmont, Colenso, Speenkop, Muff King, Elandslachter, Ladysmith, Pretoria, Kimberley, Paardeberg, Dryfontein, Pieterseel, Carlsberg, Rensburg. Come on, guys, you're doing me in here. You know, down here, there's just, they've thrown this artillery, sort of as a tapestry or an embroidered. But oh, what have we got here? This is a Staats artillery. So that's actually the Boer. They did actually have some proper trained soldiers. Hang on.
When you get a gap.
Oh my God.
This is the Zulu assegais or spears that they were allowed to use, you know, with the Brit side.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it to you to
So-
get in there.
Can you tell me?
Kitchener hated when they stood on parade in the morning and these flipping spears were all over the place.
You're talking about the Africans.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
because
yep.
remember that some black guys worked with the British and a lot of the black guys worked with the Boers, about 4,000 of them, and they were after riders. So these guys that worked with the British, when they formed up, they wanted his spears all in one line. So how did he do it? Yeah, come feel here. Feel there, put your finger there.
Feel that notch?
Yeah.
They made a notch. So when they stood there, they would put their finger on the notch, and then all the spears would be uniformly lined up.
So everybody had their fingers on the
So these are black troops from Rhodesia. And it says, observe the groove cut into the bottom of the wooden staff. This was to ensure the troops would be able to align their assegai head. This is an assegai, guys. This isn't a reproduction. This is an actual assegai used by Africans in the Boer War. Oh, now look, I don't know how I could tell you this. I'll read them out. You can sort of see. But we've got the cavalry officers for the light cavalry. It's an 1896 pattern. We've got, next we move on to the field marshals and generals. This is an oriental type. It actually has an ivory grip. We move on to troopers. This is what your average trooper carried. And this is a steel blade. It's like the old Spanish sort of hilt at the top there. We're looking at more household cavalry. Engraved and open half basket hilt. The Irish rifles. Now I did mention to him the Lancers. The Boers were absolutely terrified of the British when they used their Lancers. The Lancers were designed to stick pigs, and these brutes used them on Boers as they were running away. We've got a Boer War medal here from the Queen South African medal. Here's another assegai.
There's a mixture of all sorts of stuff.
And they've got, what do you call it? It's
You see, most of these are British because they're long swords.
Yeah.
The Boers hated. The Boers would have used a little thing like that,
Something like that, yeah.
but they never used to because they hated them, and they used to slip it down into a leather sheet on the side of the horse and stuff like that.
These are pistols in holsters, a Boer War bulldog type revolver. I'm getting a lot of reflections. I appreciate. I'm sorry, guys. John Hayton, Grahamstown Cape revolver, Boer handgun, and a Webley revolver. There's Lord Roberts. With some. I don't think he was that impressed with my Bushveld Carboneer story. There's Indians serving there in that painting. Don't really know why we've got. There's the charge of the 9th Lancers. And there's some more beautiful swords. King's Dragoons, the Victorian Royal Artillery Medical Corps. And there's a Boer officer's sword. I can't really show you up close to them. But anyway, they've moved on again. Look, there's a battle site. There's more Mausers up there, of course. This is behind the reception area where you'd sort of book in to book your table. How that guy did all this. Look at this stuff. That's a potty. And that's a model of a Boer War medical cart. And we found out that these are actual, okay, these are actual medical things in a kit. They're not reproductions. They're actual medical kit from the Boer War. We got ground spices, what I can read. There's bottles. Oh my God, guys! there's a stretcher. You know who was carrying stretchers like that during the Boer War was Mahatma Gandhi. It's no coincidence that there is a statue of Gandhi here. In fact, there he is. You know, I don't make these things up. There's a contribution of the Indians. Anyway, we've lost Brian and the interesting man. I don't even know what his name is. Oh my God, I can smell chops. I smell breathless. Oh, there, I see them down there. Hello there.
How are you?
Thank you.
Is it Cherry?
Yeah, I'm Cherry.
Alois.
Well, hello, Elise. I met you. I spoke to you on the phone.
Yes.
It's my Australian accent confused you.
No problem.
Now we're good.
All right, good.
Oh, there's the president.
We're going to go to, which room is it we're going to?
Lord Roberts, but
Lord
we
Roberts.
later we just open
I've got to get the key.
Brian, could you hold that, and I'll stand next to the president.
Be respectful, for God's sake.
Put your arm around him, man.
We're buddies now.
All friends now.
All's forgotten.
Yeah, there we go.
Fantastic.
So there's a fault on this because he's still got his left thumb. And he
Yeah, that
shouldn't
was
have
blown
it.
off. Eh?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he shouldn't have it. So
One of the things Cherry's
here's the
going
guy
down to
you-
is down to Mpumalanga and to the cleared Hof, you know, where they sentenced him before they moved him out.
Well, you can answer this. Did the British ever meet Kruger? I mean, during the war.
You know, yes.
Why
You
didn't
know
they capture
that
him?
Lord Roberts had a healthy respect for Kruger. He had a more healthy respect for this gentleman,
De Wet.
De la Rey.
De la Rey.
Koos de la Rey.
Excuse toch.
And they were telling us today that in the battle for Rustenburg, when the British troops came in and took over Rustenburg and the Boers were going to counterattack, Lord Roberts actually sent them a telegram to say, get up there quickly because you no match against De la Rey. And De la Rey is going to wipe you all out. No, almost. But this is Koos de la Rey,
Yeah, Brian,
called
you
the
get
Lion
some
of the
more.
West.
You want to get into
He's got
De La
a
Rey
rifle
as well?
with him. And he is just amazing. He was one of our best soldiers.
Did your friend make these statues?
We have our own guy who makes him.
Carpenter. What's it, a carpenter who carves that or
He's a sculptor.
a sculptor?
Koos de la Rey.
Koos de la Rey. No, he was a, I mean, the Afrikaners all love him to bits.
No, he was huge. Even when I was in the SADF and we were in Angola, I only realized afterwards, after studying him, that most of our tactics and our formation.
The Lion of the West. So we're in the West.
He was a superb tactician.
Eendracht macht macht.
That means
Folks, I've been in South Africa less than a week, and I'm absolutely blown away with what we found already. Look at this. Oh, this is the dedication to Delaray, his wife, Jacoba Elizabeth Noni Delaray, 1856 to 1923. She was his wife. And Koos, he General Jacobus Hercules Koos Delaray. He was killed. Was he shot at the checkpoint or something? Is that Delaray I'm thinking?
no, Delaray's fame and fortune was when he captured General Methuen in the Battle of Elands.
Oh, I'm just looking that he died in 1914, so he didn't serve.
No, he would have made it to the First World War then, eh?
Yeah, remember there was no discount around the corner. So
Yeah.
he got malaria, he didn't stick around.
And I mean,
That's a commando with Delaray coloured. This is with his staff, Delaray with his staff. I mean, look, I couldn't read out all this stuff to you. You have to look it up yourselves on Wikipedia, the Delaray home at Elandsfontein.
iPhone, you can just scan all this stuff on your phone.
Yeah.
You just send me and scan it.
Is there anything at Elands, the river, the siege of Elands River?
Yeah, that's where the guys went today.
Ah,
They went on tour
we missed
today.
it. We
Oh,
fucking
man.
missed it today.
is there anything to see there?
Yes, it's a beautiful museum they were telling us about. I didn't know about it.
That's where the Australians were, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy on his farm has, like this, has restored everything. Back in it.
Now that battle, I mean, if we leave here tomorrow, can you go past there?
He's going to be here tonight. I'll have to ask
Okay,
him.
so we're
You
gonna.
can make arrangements with him. Wonderful, big, chubby old Afrikaans guy.
Is it? Okay.
Go, come look.
So we're moving on.
Excel
Interestingly, on this farm book, and I said,
Excel Praat, Jerry.
Okay.
Paul Kruger lived up on the hill there, about a kilometre from here. This was his mother's house.
Ah,
The original.
Yes, and that's now Lord Roberts' room.
Ah. was it moved here or
No.
it was here?
Yeah.
So the president came here to relax and have some.
No, he was a farmer.
It was.
Oh,
He was a farmer. This used to be a citrus farm.
Ah.
But he had, it was enormous. It was like 90,000
It
acres.
must be mad. Yeah.
From the other side of Peking to Swartruggens.
right.
He was a farmer. And he had cattle, and he had nachis and oranges, and he was a businessman and a farmer.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
that's the man you need to speak to. This gentleman is Andre Vedopol.
Hello, Andre.
Brian Gould.
I'm Cherry
And
Carter.
this is Cherry Carter.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Cherry's
She's
out
from Australia.
From Australia.
Okay.
Following
done
the
a lot of-
Australians.
Yeah, a lot of reading on the Anglo-Boer War
Okay.
and the British side of it, and the Australians that fought on the Brit side. So
Okay.
she's come
Wow.
out here for a 2-month.
Fantastic. Have you connected with Alan Gordon?
Yes,
Yes, I'm a good friend of Alan's.
Okay.
I'm meeting Alan on
So
Tuesday.
Alan has, I know, been doing a huge amount of research specifically to help you. To
He
visit all
said
the
that he
sites.
discovered some things he wanted my opinion on.
Okay.
I run a small YouTube channel. There's not many of us because the Boer War is forgotten in Australia. But I started by documenting the Boer War monuments around Australia. Well, Victoria. I'm from
Okay.
Victoria.
Yeah, yeah.
So you could go somewhere and it would say dedicated to the Australians who lost their lives in South Africa.
Yeah.
And people walk past and say, well, they were probably killing black people. That's what happens around here. So some of them are defaced. So I've been giving talks. I've been
Okay.
interviewing people. I interviewed the great-grandson of George Whitten from the Bushveld Carbineers.
Okay.
So that's my
Wow.
passion.
Gee whiz.
And I had no idea. Like, if you'd have given me 5% of this today, I would have raved about it. But I can't take it. My brain's going to go bang.
No, you need probably a couple of weeks just at Kedar, I'd say. There's a
But
huge
now,
amount.
where did you go to? Elandswachter.
Yeah, we've just come back from the site of the Elands River siege,
I've
where
got that
the
book.
Australians played a very significant role.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's about an hour's drive.
Is it
from-
hard to find?
It's actually not difficult to find. There, have you got His phone number.
No.
Okay, let me WhatsApp it to you quickly.
Okay.
Piet's the guy. Yeah, Piet Skutsia is the resident historian at the Elands River Siege Museum. He will give you a fantastic tour.
Oh, okay.
He's hugely knowledgeable. Last night we awarded him a gold medal for the Heritage Association of South Africa.